So, a few years ago, my wife and I were working with a business coach, and something that a lot of the attendees at the event were doing were trying on for size different elevator speeches. Basically, if you had just a few seconds really to explain to someone what it is that you do, what would you say? And for years, I just sort of avoided that question because I didn't really have what I think could be construed as a proper answer. Until last night, I was dreaming. A lot of people don't put a lot of credence in dreaming, but yesterday someone came into my shop and interviewed me as part of the town cable network talking to new businesses and such, and they asked me what it was that I was doing, and every time I have this opportunity to explain myself, it gets me thinking and going deeper. So in my subconscious overnight, I came up with this phrase. I hope I can remember it correctly. But basically what I do, and first I'll introduce myself, Kyle Russell of crystalconcentrics.com, and also my storefront, portalcrystalgallery.com. My name is Kyle Russell again, and what I do is I help people get in touch with spirit and fan the flames of spirit with my knowledge of stones. So let me unpack that a little bit. So first of all, finding spirit, what is that all about? Spirit is basically, for me, that thing, the seer of what is seen. So everything that you do in your life is seen through a lens. It's your own personal lens. And when you die, that person, that being, that identity leaves your body. And anyone who has spent time with a dead body knows that it's gone. Whatever was there is no longer there, and only the body is left. So that animating factor, that personality, that sense of identity and self, that is what I am calling spirit. Now, many of us are in touch with it, more or less. I think a lot of us are tied up in materialistic concerns, which means that we're less in touch with spirit. But ultimately, and when you get down to major life events, getting married, having children, dying, all of these big type of events, life events, are the types of things that strip away all the material and get right down to the spiritual. And while people may be ignoring that for most of their adult lives, and sometimes certainly for children too, because they may not be that aware of it themselves, although many people say that children are way more in tune to crystals or whatever it is that's spiritual, and that can certainly be true. But what I'm saying is when you really get down to it, all that's left, the most important part of who you are is spirit. And so when we go into meditation or do any kind of spiritual work, we're getting in touch with spirit. And when I say fanning the flames of spirit, I'm using the knowledge that I have of crystals to push spirit in one direction, or the flame in one direction or another. That direction can be towards considering health. It can be towards considering ascension. It can be towards considering and experiencing grounding. So by blowing on the flame in different ways using different stones, we can make the flame burn brighter, make a person feel more in touch with their spirit, and also lead them in certain directions that sort of build out certain parts of themselves that might be ignored. And this gives you the possibility to put into alignment different parts of yourself, maybe different chakras, maybe different, like I said, parts of yourself, bringing them into some sort of collaborative cohesion. So that is what I meant in my little elevator speech. I hope it makes sense to you. The idea is I help people find or get in touch with spirit, their spirit, and fan the flames of spirit using the knowledge I have about stones. Thanks for watching. I'm Kyle Russell of Crystal Concentrics and Portal Crystal Gallery.